Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We're live at Pocono International Raceway for the Pocono Miller Genuine Draft 500. And let's go down to the track here. We got some new lighting. Hopefully, when we get down to the track here, there won't be no more glare. And let me know what you think of the new lighting. My daughter and her boyfriend helped me set up this lighting system, so shout out to them. And let's get to the starting grid here. If you've been watching or if you're new, starting at Daytona, the second race at Daytona, this is Richard Petty. It's the last year in racing, so he's going to be a TV driver in every race hereafter. But other than that, let's go. You got Davey Allison on the pole, Ricky Rudd in the 5, starting on the outside pole, Mark Martin starting 3rd in the 6, Ernie Irvin starting 4th in the 4, Ken Schrader starting 5th in the 25, starting 6th, Dallenbach in the 16. Like I said, the King, Richard Petty, in his last race at Pocono, starting 7th, Darrell Waltrip starting 8th in the 17, starting 9th, Shepard in the 21, starting 10th, Kowicki in the 7, starting 11th is the 41 of Sack, starting 12th. Brett Bodine in the 26, starting 13th. Cal Petty in the 42, starting 14th. Marlin in the 22, starting 15th. Cope in the 10, starting 16th. Elliott in the 11, starting 17th is Hensley in the 66, starting 18th. In the 18 is Jarrett, starting 19th. Last week's winner, Wallace, Rusty type. In the deuce, starting 20th is Dick Trickle. In the 8, starting 15th is, 21st. In the 15 is Jeffrey Bodine. Starting 22nd. In the 33 is Gant. Starting 23rd is Strickland. In the 12. Starting 24th is Hamilton. In the 68. Starting 25th is Mast. In the 1. Starting 26th is Little. In the 9. Starting 27th is the 55 of Musgrave. Starting 28th is Michael Waltrip in the 30. Starting 29th is the 3 of Earnhardt. Starting 30th, Hillen Jr. in the 31. Starting 31st, Lake Speed in that 83. Starting 32nd is Marcus in the 71. Starting 33rd is O'Neill in the 65. Starting 34th is Horton in the 32. Starting 35th is excuse me, Bob Sack in the 95. Starting 36 is Porter in the 77. Starting 37th is Belmont in the 59. Starting 38th is Jimmy Smut Means in the 52. Starting 39th, James Hilton in the 48. And shotgun in disappointing starting spot for Texas, Terry Labonte in the 94. Starting last. Hey, how's it going, Mike? Nice to see you here today. And we're getting ready for the green flag here as Davey Allison sets to lead us to the green flag at the Miller Genuine Draft 500 at Pocono. And the first turn is going to be a star in the back. Let's see who stars back here in the bottom group. First up is Mr. Texas Terry Labonte with a 5. Terry's a 4, ain't he? Yep, doesn't go nowhere with that. No, indeedy. Next up is James Hilton. Not going nowhere with their 6. As a matter of fact, James blows up and will finish 41st. Short race for James. Sure. Rolls a 6 and blows up. Not good. Oh, we forgot one driver. We forgot Mike Skinner starting 41st. Darn, let's get Mike out of here. See if he had the star quality and we skipped him. There's supposed to be 41 cars running in this race. And he does have the star quality. So we'll go back and get Mike Skinner. Sorry about that, folks. Mike Skinner. So Hilton will finish 41st. Now let's see if Mike can get out of this bottom group. A 1, 5, 2. And he gets Hensley. Goes from 41st up to 17th. And Dave Marcus, he's got the star quality with a 1-2-6. And he gets Greg Sachs, goes from 32nd up to 11th. Good job by Dave. How about leg speed? I always like leg speed. Not going nowhere with a 5. Earnhardt's got the star quality. A 3-4-5. And he gets Derek Cope, goes from 29th up to 15th. Here comes little brother Mikey. Michael Waltrip in that Penzoil car. Not going nowhere with a 6. How about Ted Musgrave with a 3-4-2? And Earnhardt holds him off. Next up is Bobby Hamilton with a 1-1-4. And he goes from 24th up to 9th, knocking the Woods Brothers Sitco Ford back to 24th with Morgan Shepherd driving it. Here comes Hut Strickland. Triple twos. Hut's got a problem. That Ray Bestis car. What kind of problems Hut got? 46. He smacks the wall. And let's see here. -1 to the repair. He's a D, so it'll take a 5 to keep him in the race. And he doesn't get it. Poor Hut is out of this race. Unable to fix the car after he hit the wall coming out of turn number 3. And he will finish 40th. Only 2 cars out, but we're still early, man. First turn. Sure. Next up is Jeffrey Bodine in that 15 Bud Moore car. Not going nowhere with a 6, and that's it. Everybody moves up. And then turn number 1, we done lost 2 cars. Done lost Hut Strickland and James Hilton. Pocono taking them out early. Alrighty, turn number 2, folks. What we got here, we got a top group of heat. Right away, you got Richard with heat, and it takes a 5 or 6 to get Davey without using the chip. A 5-1, so Richard will have to use his chip. But how about that, Richard up front here at Pocono on turn number 2. Nice to see the king up there. I don't think he's going to stay there long. Let's see if anybody else has heat. Dollenbach's got heat. Takes a 4, 5, or 6 to beat Richard. A 2-4. Wally gets him. Richard doesn't stay up there long. As the 16 takes over the lead. Here comes Ken Schrader after Wally. Again, it'll take a 4, 5, or 6 to get Wally. 6-4 ain't happening. But Ernie Irvin's got heat and he's got a chip. 2-6. He's not going to need to use the chip. Ernie Irvin puts that Kodak 4 up front here on turn 2. A lot of movement. Mark Martin, 2 chances to get him. And it takes, again, a 4, 5, or 6 to get Ernie. 6-5 doesn't get him that time. And a 5-6. He gets him, but he'll burn his chip. That means Ricky Rudd will get the lead here as long as he don't roll triples because he's got heat and a chip. 1-5. He gets him without using the chip. Ricky Rudd puts that Todd car up front. Look at that. Bunch of lead changes here on turn 2. Go to turn number 3. And we got a bottom group of Star in the bottom group again. This time, Texas Terry Labonte. Can he get out of here with a 1-1-3? And he does get Bobby Hamilton. Goes from 38th up to 9th. Nice driving by Texas Terry Labonte. That's Noco car. Next up's Lake Speed with a 2-6-2. And he gets Jarrett. Goes from 30th up to 18th. Knocks that Interstate Batteries car backwards. Here comes Mikey. That Penzoil Pontiac with a 2-3-6. And he gets old Brett Bodine, goes from 27th up to 12th. A lot of passing here at Pocono. Can Musgrave get out of the rear with the gear? With a 3.51, I doubt it. I doubt it. Yes. Skinner holds him off with having that star quality. Here comes Morgan trying to get out of the bottom group with a 2-1-2. I doubt if this going to work. Matter of fact, it does work, but DW has a chip and fends him off. Good job by DW, but he had to burn the chip. Here comes Jeffrey Bodine with a 3-3-1. And Kyle Petty holds him off, and that's it for turn number 3. 1-4. And we got a top group of star and a problem. First, we'll do the star. Davey Allison, 2 chances to get Ricky. Takes a 6 to beat Ricky. 2-4. He doesn't get it on that time. He's got one more shot at him. 3-2. No. Richard with a shot at him. 2-2. No. Ken Schrader coming after his teammate. 1-5. No. Last one's Ernie Irvin. 2 chances to get him. A 3-5. No. Put some pressure on him, but can't get it done. 1-4. He holds him off. Go to turn number 5. 50-turn race. We got a middle group for the first time of skill. Oh, that's right. We had a problem. Let's see who has the problem. It's poor Andy Belmont in that 59. He blows up. Belmont will finish 39th. Everybody moves up. And again, we got the middle group of skill. He's got the skill back here. First up's last week's winner, Rusty Wallace. And the sponsor of this race, Miller Genuine Drafts, on that car with a 2.51. Ain't getting it done now. Next up is Bill in that Budweiser Ford with a 2.66. He gets Davey, the pole sitter. Goes from 16th up to 7th as Bill. Here comes Marlin, Junior Johnson's other car, the Maxwell House car, with a 3.36. He gets up there, and Junior's got both of his cars now up in the top 10. He's loving life. Here comes Cal Petty, trying to join his dad up in the top 10 with a 3.51. Matter of fact, he's going after his dad, but he holds him off. Richard said, none of that, kid. Here comes Michael Waltrip trying to get up in the top 10 with his brother with a 1.43. And he gets Ken Schrader. Michael's up to 5th. Got a lot of relatives up front. Got Dave Marcus coming up here. Not with a 5, he's not. Here comes Alan Kowicki in the 7 with a 2.21. Ain't going nowhere. And last but not least is DW. He's got 2 chances out. 2-1-2 ain't going to get the job done, I don't think. No. Ernie Irvin holds him off. Another shot, though. A 1-3-2. And Sterling Marlin holds him off. Turn number 6. We got a duel. It'll be the 6 car in the top group. So you got Bill going after Ernie Irvin. And he gets him. Puts Ernie in a bad spot. See if Ernie can hold on to the car and not hit the wall. Takes a 6 for Ernie not to wreck. And he does wreck. Uh-oh, he's not going to be happy with Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Surprising. Sometimes known as Cautious Bill from Dawsonville. Early in the race, putting him out there like that. See if they can get that 4-car fixed. Ernie's have nothing but problems this year. Has not had a good year. When the car finishes, it finishes up first, but it don't finish much. A lot of wrecks and a lot of problems. It's early in the race, though. Let's see if they can get that Ford back out on the track. And it'll take a 5 for him to stay on the track. No, sorry, it'll take a 6 for him to stay on the track. He's a D, not an E, so it takes a 6. And he doesn't. The 4-car will finish 38th. Hate to be Bill when he ever gets out of this car, because Ernie will be waiting for him. You can guarantee you that. Guarantee you that. There'll be a scuffle in there at pits when Bill finishes. Here we go. Turn number 7. First pit stop of the race. And it'll be both groups 4 and 3 switch spots. Grab a bunch of chips here. See what happens. Might as well grab them all since it's both groups. First up's Ricky Rudd. Wonder where that chip got to. There it is. Alrighty, see if Ricky can get a chip here. He needs a 9. He doesn't get one. Bill needs a 10. He gets a second chip. Mark Martin needs an 8. A 9, doesn't get it with a 10. Michael needs a 6. Doesn't get it with an 8. Sterling needs an 8. He doesn't get it with a 9. Richard needs a 5. Doesn't get it with boxcars. DW needs an 8. He gets it done with a 4. How about Mr. Labonte needs an 8? Gets it done. Alan Kowicki needs a 10. He gets it. Marcus needs a 8. He gets it. Good job. A 5, and he gets it. Schrader needs a 7. Gets it. These guys in the middle group's getting chips left and right. Earnhardt needs a 6. Doesn't get it with boxcars. And neither does Davey with boxcars. How about Cal Petty needs a 9? He gets a chip. Wally needs a 6. Hey, Frank, how you? No, nobody started with the chip. Yeah, a bunch of them started a race with the chip. I'm sorry. Yes, they did. I was thinking of last race. Wally needs a 6. Doesn't get it. Skinner needs a 5. He doesn't get it. How about Speed needing a 4? He doesn't get it. Rusty needs a 6. He doesn't get it. And last but not least is Trickle. And a 7. I think Trickle gets it with a 7. Yes, he does. Now we'll see if anybody can beat Ricky out of the pits. Okay. Can Ricky hold him off here in that Todd car? 2-3. Mark Martin gets him, but Rick will use his chip to hold him off on the turn number 8. And we got a middle group of Control and a Problem. First up is Control. First up is Lake Speed in that 83 car. A 3-3-2. And Mark holds him off. How about Mike Skinner? Not going nowhere with a 5. Davey Allison trying to get back up there, our pole sitter, with a 4-5-6, and he gets Sterling, goes from 15th up to 6th. Got some chips coming up, though. Here comes Earnhardt. He's got control with a 2-4-3. And he gets Michael, goes from 14th up to 5th. But here comes the chips. First up is Dick Trickle, in that 8 car, with a 2-6-5. And he gets the king without using his chip, goes from 13th up to 7th. Next up is Cal Petty. He's got control with a 1-3-4, and he gets Earnhardt without using his chip. A lot of movement in this race. Next one's Alan Kowick. He's got a chip and control with a 1-4-4. And he gets him. Kyle Petty will use his chip and make Allen burn his. And next up is Texas Terry Labonte, last one in the group with control with a 3-4-5. And he gets Allen without using his chip. Texas Terry Labonte goes from 40th up to 5th by turn 8. Good job by Terry. All righty, folks. On to turn number 9. Oh, we got the problem. Who has the problem? And it's poor Lake Speed's got the problem. Ain't that a shame? I like old Lake. A 13, that's not good. Multiple problems. Lake Speed is out of this race. He'll finish 37th. Speed out of the race. Let's see if Jeffrey Bodine can move up to the middle group. No. How about Harry Gant? Yes, Handsome Harry moves from 21st up to 19th. Leaves us with 36 cars still running here at Pocono. Second race at Pocono this year. Was just here a month ago. Oh, I either say it's a 95 car and it's a different driver, I'll use the 95 car in this, or I'll just pick somebody that I want, Frank. Like, let's say it's a Chevy. I'll pick one of the Chevys that isn't in the race. Yeah, I just pick somebody that I want to fill the spot. Most of them's in the race, in the pack, since in the 90s and 2000s, there wasn't a lot of different cars qualifying. You only got a handful that didn't, missed 1 or 2 races that they don't card. I wish they carded everybody. It's one thing I like about what Don Weed does. He cards everybody, all the seasons that he's done that Keith didn't. So you can use the starting lineup. So yeah, all I do, like I say, I've had that happen. Like matter of fact, in this race here, Skinner was driving a different number car, but I put him in even though it wasn't that 13 car. He was actually driving somebody else's car. He wasn't driving for RCR. All righty, we go on to turn number 9 here. And we got a duel, and this time it'll be Davey Allison. He'll be taking on Mark Martin. And he doesn't get him. Davey needs a 7 not to wreck. And again, this is the year it's been for Davey. This is the year it has been for Davey. That'll bring out the caution. Hello, Tim. Yeah, I'm going to be end up doing all of them, Frank, eventually. Yep. I got like I say, I got every season made. I got all of them that Don Weed has, and I bought every season that Keith's got from 2011 up to 2022. So yeah, let's see here. Davey brings out a caution, trying to take on Mark. Let's see what happens here. Can he get that car repaired? Davey's had a bad year here in 92 for me. Stuff like this has happened almost a whole year. He's had a lot of problems and a lot of trouble in that 28 Haviland. But again, when he finishes well, but he doesn't finish a lot here lately. That's why he's marred back in like 10th place in points. All righty. And it is still early in the race. So it'll take a, let's see, he's an A-1. So it'll take a 10 for him to get the car fixed. And he barely does. Davey stays in the race, but drops back to 36th. On to turn number 11, folks. Here we go. It's a middle group of skill. Who's got the skill back here? First up is Harry Gant, Gold Bandit. 461 ain't getting it done. Hello, Repaid Gamer. Nice to see you, bud. Next up is Rusty Wallace, last week's winner, going for back-to-back. Rusty's won 3 races this year. A 116. He's going to make Bill burn one of them chips. Here comes Wally in that Keystone beer car with a 116. They're picking on Bill. He burns his second chip. Darn. How about Sterling? Can he get up to the top here with a 344? And he's going to make Texas Terry Labonte burn his chip. Going through these chips like crazy. Here comes Ken Schrader with the chip. 463. And he's going to have to burn his chip, but he'll take over 7th. Knock Kowicki back to 10th. And last car with skill is Kyle Petty in that Pontiac with a 436. And he gets Mark Martin. A lot of movement here at Pocono. Cars are really flying around the track. So we go to turn number 13. You got Ricky Rudd in the lead, Elliott second, Darrell Waltrip third, Kyle Petty fourth, Labonte fifth, Trickle sixth, Schrader seventh, Martin eighth, Marcus ninth, and rounding out the top 10's Alan Kowicki. Here we go. We got another bottom group. This time there's problem in the bottom group. And who's going to have the problem? It's going to be poor Jimmy Smut Means in the 52 car. What kind of problems he got? 21, that's not good. That's a cut tire, causes a wreck. He's out of the race. The 52 car will finish 36 and brings out another yellow. So everybody will move up. That'll take us to turn 15. And we got a duel, and this time it'll be the 5 cars in the middle group. So both of them's going to try it because Skinner's got an escape of 11. So Rusty going after Mark Martin. He gets him. So Rusty moves up to 8th and gets a chip. And Skinner's going to go after Kowicki since Marcus has a chip, takes a 3 for Skinner, and he doesn't get it. So first, let's see if Mark avoids wrecking here. I think he's an 8. Yes, he is. And he gets by with Snake Eyes, and Skinner needs anything but box cars, and he gets Snake Eyes. So we go to turn number 16, and we got a top group of trouble and a top group and a problem. First, we'll do the trouble. So it takes a 9 for Ricky Rudd not to wreck, and he makes it with an 8. Bill needs a 10. And Bill is involved in a wreck with an 11. Sure, awesome Bill from Dawsonville. DW needs a 9 not to use his chip, and he makes it through. Kyle Petty needs an 8. He makes it through. Terry needs an 11. He makes it through. Trickle needs a 6, so he don't have to use his chip. He'll have to use his chip. So last one's Ken Schrader. We won't be going to the middle group. And Ken needs a 5 and doesn't get it. So we got 2 cars involved in this wreck. Everybody else just moves up. See if they can get these cars fixed. We are still in the beginning of the race, so it'll take a 9 for, no, I'm sorry, it'll take a 8 for Ken Schrader because of the -1 here at Pocono, and he stays in the race. Let's see if Bill needs a 10, and he stays in the race. So they get the cars fixed. That Kodiak Bear and that Budweiser car, both of them stays in the race. That'll take us past the pit stop. So pit stops here on turn number 18, and it'll be just TV drivers, and the three back here will both have pit violations. So Terry Labonte, Sterling Marlin, and Wally Dallenbach have pit violations. So everybody will move up. Like I say, TV drivers will get a shot here at getting some chips with quick pit stop. First up is Ricky Rudd. See if he can get a chip here. And Ricky Rudd should already have a chip because he's led 10 laps. Sure. Okay, trying to get another chip. And he's not going to get one with an 11. Waltrip needs an 8. He barely gets it. DW with 2 chips. Cal Petty needs a 9. Oh, Cal Petty ain't a TV driver, so this will be Rusty. He needed an 8 and gets a 10. Petty needs a 5. He gets it with Snake Eyes. Good job by that STP crew. How about the Woods brothers? Can they get Morgan out of there with a 7? They sure do. Good job by the Woods brothers. Last but not least is Ted Musgrave needs a 5, I believe. No, a 6. Doesn't get it. So good job. Alrighty, can anybody beat Ricky out of the pits here? And 5, 6 ain't happening. Ricky holds them off. We go to turn number 19. Ricky's dominating this race so far ever since turn 2. Had all those lead changes after turn 2 and not one since. And we got a top group of star. See if the stars come out. Alan Kowicki, it takes a 6 to beat Ricky. 5, 5 ain't happening. Kyle Petty going after him. With a 4-2, no. Dave Marcus with a chip. Oh, that'd be cool, Tim. I'd like to see that. No, Frank, I'm mainly I root for the Orioles just because they're home team, but my main team's the Braves. Alrighty, here we go. With Alan Kowicki with the star. 5, 5 ain't working. Oh, it's Kyle Petty with that 5, 5 ain't working. Now Dave Marcus it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Dave Marcus. We already did Kowicki and them. So he doesn't get him. So let's see if they burn their chips. And they don't. And nobody else has a star. We're on to turn 20. On to turn 20, folks. We got a middle group of TV and a problem. So first we'll do the TV. First up is Ted Musgrave. And it is a 4-4-2. Not going nowhere with that 2, I don't think. No, Kyle Petty holds him off. Here comes Morgan Shepherd with the chip. A 3-1-1. He'll burn his chip and make DW burn one of his. And here comes Mr. Petty the King with a 5-2-2. And again, he'll burn his chip and make Rusty burn his. And now let's see who has the problem. And that'll be poor O'Neill has the problem. What kind of problems Jerry have? A 46. He smacks the wall. We're now in the middle part of the race here, and he is out of the race. O'Neill will not be able to get that 65 car fixed. Jerry's out of the race. He'll finish 35th. Getting close to the halfway point here. So we go to turn number 21. And we got a top group of skill. Who's got the skill? First up is Alan Kowicki. Takes a 5 or 6 to get Ricky. 3-3, no. How about Cal Petty? A 3-5, he gets him. But he'll have to use his chip to hold him off. Rusty Wallace coming after him. A 4-5, Rusty gets him. Puts that Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac up in the front here on turn 21. The Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac's leading the Miller Genuine Draft 500. But it's going to be short-lived because here comes Waltrip with 2 chances out him plus a chip. And a 3-5. DW is not going to need to use the chip or his second chance. He gets the lead here on turn 21. All righty. On to turn 22, folks. And we got another top group. This time it is Control. And it takes a 5 or 6 to get DW. A 5-1 ain't happening. Here comes Dick Trickle. And a 1-4 ain't working. Here comes Cal Petty. A 5-3, no. Ricky Rudd trying to get the lead back here with a 6-4, no. And Rusty doesn't have control. On to turn 23. Yeah, exactly, Frank. Yeah, he hit that deer pretty good. Said he was going 50-something mile an hour. All righty, here we go. And we got a bottom group of Star. Who's a star in the bottom group here? First up is Sterling Marlin trying to get out of the rear with the gear. Not going nowhere with a 6. How about Terry Labonte? He's been to the back, to the front, to the back with a 2-1-5. And he gets the king. Knocks the king from 8th back to 32nd. Good job by Texas Terry, though. Here comes Ken Schrader with a 5-1-2. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe. No, Sterling barely holds him off. Here comes Bill trying to get out of this bottom group with a 2-5-2. And Ted Musgrave holds him off. Here comes Davey Allison, 2 stars. He could get up to the top group with a 2-4-3. And he gets Harry Gant and goes from 29th up to 14th. Now he's got a shot at getting to the top group with a 4-6-5. And he does. Gets from 29th up to 7th. Nice driving by that Haviland car. They got that car fixed after wrecking. How about Bobby Hamilton in that Country Time Lemonade car? 2-2-4. And he gets Earnhardt, goes from 27th up to 10th. And Dale Jarrett's the last one with the star quality back here. 5, not going nowhere. On to turn 24, folks. And we got a top group of star in the top group. Davey Allison just got up there. DW, he's a good guy. I like old DW. He's got the lead with the chip. Here comes Davey. 2 chances to get him. Takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get DW. A 1, 3, no, but Davey's got another shot at him. 1, 5, he gets him, but makes him burn his chip. Here comes Cal Petty after him in that mellow yellow car with a 3, 3. DW holds him off. Here comes Dave Marcus with a chip. Can he get that 71 car up front? With a 2, 6, he gets up there and doesn't even need to use his chip. How about that? A Lifeboy car getting up there on turn 24. Dave Marcus in the lead. Here comes Ricky Rudd. It takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get Dave. A 1, 5. He'll have to burn his chip, but he'll hold on to the lead here. As we get to the halfway point, cross flags are out. 25 turns are going to be in the books, people. And we got a duel of 6. That'll be Davey Allison going after Rusty. Davey pulls it off, puts Rusty in a bad spot. See if Rusty can avoid wrecking here. It takes a 10 for him not to. And he makes it through. On to turn 26. And we got a middle group of reflex and a problem. First, we'll do reflex. First up is Jeffrey Bodine. 2 chances. Could get the lead here with a 3, 6, 3. He gets Rusty, goes from 15th up to 7th. And now he's going after the lead. Can he get the lead here? Takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get Dave. A 3, 6. How about that? Jeffrey Bodine from 15th to the lead here at Pocono on turn 26. Good job by that Bud Moore Motorcraft car. Here comes Alan Kowicki. 2 chances he could get the lead here with a 5, 1, 3. And Davey holds him off without using his chip. And a 1, 6, 5. He gets Dave Marcus. Dave Marcus was just leading this race, folks. And now he's back to 14th. Ain't that crazy? Man, things change quick here at Pocono. Kenny Irvin, yeah, he drove the 28, Frank. Yep. Yeah, that car has had a lot of bad luck. Kenny, Davey, Ernie Irvin. Yeah, a lot of bad luck. 2, 5, 6. Mark Martin gets 6th away from Dick Trickle. Here comes Bobby Hamilton in that 68 car. A 4, 3, 1. He ain't going nowhere. And last one's Terry Labonte with triples. Terry Labonte cannot buy a break. Every time he gets back up to the top, has something happen. A 44. That's an oil problem. It's in the middle of the race. So it'll take a 8 for Terry to stay in the race. He does with snake eyes, but he'll drop back to 34th. See who moves up here to the middle group. And we have another problem on top of that. So first we'll see who moves up. And it's not going to be Derek. How about Bobby Hillen? Bobby Hillen moves up, goes from 21st up to 19th. And who else has a problem here? And that'll be poor Jimmy Horton come a courting. See what kind of problem Jimmy has in that 32, a 55. He's got an odd problem because I'm sure he's not an A or a B. No, he's not. A 36. He's got radio problems, so he'll drop back to 34th, but he stays in the race. Right now, you got Jeffrey Bodine leading this race. Davey second, Rudd third, Waltrip fourth. That's Derek type DW. Kyle Petty fifth, Martin sixth, Kowicki seventh. How about that? 6 and 7 in sixth and seventh place. Shepard eighth, Hamilton ninth, and Michael Waltrip rounding out your top 10 as we get to turn 27. Another pit stop. And it'll be TV drivers again, 1 and 5 switch. Alrighty, first one with a chance at a chip is Ricky Rudd. He needs an 8. Gets her done. Good job by the Tide car. How about his teammate in that Western Auto Parts car? With a 9, it's not going to happen. Ted Musgrave needs a 6. He doesn't get one either. Rusty needs an 8. He gets her done. Good job by that Penske crew. How about the Woods brothers? Can they come through with Morgan? Sure do. Woods brothers having a good day in the pits. And how about Bobby Hillin Jr.? No, he doesn't. Alrighty, can anybody beat Jeffrey Bodine and that Bud Moore crew out of the pits? Yes, they can. How about that? Ricky Rudd gets the lead here on turn 27. Gets that Tide car back up front. Alrighty, turn 28, folks. And we got a bottom group of Star in the bottom group. First one's Texas Terry Labonte. Like I say, he's been like a yo-yo, up and down. Not going nowhere with the 6. Sterling Marlin. Not going nowhere with the 6. How about the King? You're not going nowhere with the 6. How about Schrader? Not going nowhere with a 6. Elliott with a 4.43. Is he going anywhere? 4.43. He gets Trickle, goes from 28th up to 14th. Next up is Earnhardt. Not going nowhere with a 6. And the last one is Dale Jarrett, not 18 car, with a 2.66. He gets Brett Bodine, goes from 21st up to 18th. So we go to turn number 29. We got a top group of Reflex in the top group. And it takes a 6 to get Ricky Rudd. First up, 2 chances is Alan Kowicki. 3-1, no. A 5-6, he makes Rick burn that chip. DW. Here comes DW up there. Stefan, let's see if he can get up there. Not with a 6-1. How about Mark Martin? A 3-2, not happening. Davey Allison with the chip. A 3-2, he'll need to use his chip, but he gets the lead away from Ricky. Puts that Haviland Ford up front. Here on turn 29. Here comes Jeffrey Bodine. 2 chances to get him. It takes a 6 to get Davey. 2-5, close but no cigars. And a 1-3, Davey holds him off. Turn 30, 300 miles here at Pocono. 20 more turns to go. And we got a bottom group of Reflex in the bottom group. First up is Jimmy Comic Horton. And that 32 car. A 3.56. He gets Bobby Hamilton, goes from 34th to up to 17th. Here comes Terry Labonte in that Sunoco with a 5. 5-4. And he gets Horton. He don't stay there very long. How about Wally Dolan back in that Keystone beer car? Not going nowhere with a 6. Here comes the King. Like to see him get back up there. Not going nowhere with a 5. Ken Schrader with a 1-4-3. And he gets Dave Marcus. Goes from 29th up to 15th. Here comes Dick Trickle with a 6. Ain't going nowhere. How about Handsome Harry Gant? Haven't heard much out of him today. With triple 4s, Harry Gant's got a problem in that Skull Bandit. Announcer Jinx. I just said we haven't heard much about him. He's got a tight problem. He'll drop back to 34th. But he stays in the race. Doesn't lose too many positions, but still, sure. Right now, Handsome Harry's our points leader. Not having a good day at all. Earnhardt with reflex quality. How's it going, Tim? And we got a 3.65 for Earnhardt. So he gets Bobby Hillin Jr. Goes from 25th up to 19th. And last but not least is Mr. Cope with a 151. I doubt if that's going anywhere. No. Terry holds him off. Turn 31, folks. We got a middle group of Star in a middle group. First up is Earnhardt. Just got up there with a 261. Ain't going nowhere. Here comes Jared, who just got up there. A 225. And he gets Ricky Rudd, who was just leading a few minutes ago. Goes from 18th up to 3rd in that 18 car. Good job by him. Terry Labonte with a 244. And he gets DW. Goes from 17th up to 5th. Here comes Schrader. With a 126. So Jared doesn't stay up there long. Schrader goes from 15th up to 3rd. Here comes Bill. He's a star with a 453. And Kyle Petty holds him off. Here comes Skinner with a 225. And he gets Schrader. That's the 3rd spot. Nobody wants to keep it. Mike Skinner up there now. Here comes Michael Waltrip with a 364. And Alan Kulwicki holds him off. How about Ted Musgrave with a 351? Ain't going nowhere. Here comes Morgan with a chip. A 366. Won't need to use it. Gets 7th from Alan Kulwicki. Good job by Morgan Shepherd. And that is it. Nobody else has the star quality on the 32 here. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Tim. And we got a bottom group of trouble and a problem. First, we'll do the trouble. See what happens here. Cope needs a 7. Gets it with Snake Eyes. Brett Bodine's up next. Makes it through with a 4. How about Sachs here? Can he make it through with a 7? I think he's a 6. No, he's an 8, so he makes it through. Bob is a 10. He makes it through. Mike is a 10 in that 77. He makes it through. How about old Bobby Hillin Jr. needs an 8. He barely makes it through. Jim Hensley needs a 10. Barely makes it through. Dick Trickle needs a 6. And Dick, make sure he's the first car involved in this wreck. Dave Marcus needs an 8. He makes it through. The King needs a 7. He makes it through. Sterling needs an 8. He barely makes it through with that 8. How about Wally? He makes it through with a 5. Jimmy Horton, he doesn't make it through. There's 2 cars involved in this wreck. Bobby Hamilton doesn't make it through. 3 cars involved. Here's Handsome Harry Gant, and he makes it through. So 3 cars involved in this. We are now in the last part of this race, folks. So let's see. It takes a 5 for Bobby Hamilton to stay in the race, and he doesn't. The 68 will finish 34th. And it takes Snake Eyes for Jimmy Horton to stay in the race. Oh, 3, just barely. Doesn't get that car fixed. 32 will finish 33rd. And last one's Dick Trickle, and it will take a 4 for him to stay in the race. Not happening. Double 4s. Dick Trickle's out of the race, and all 3 cars can't get repaired. Just 31 cars running. You got Davey Allison in the lead, Jeffrey Bodine second, Skinner third, Martin fourth, Labonte fifth, Kyle Petty sixth, Shepard seventh, Rusty Wallace eighth, Kowicki ninth, and rounding out your top 10s, Chad Little. And that'll take us to turn 35 with those 2 cautions. And Davey Allison takes us back to the green flag here. 1 more turn, 2 more turns, and he'll get a chip. And we got a duel. That'll be the 4 cars in the middle. So that is Jared and Bill. So Jared's going after Kowicki. He gets him. So Dale Jarrett will get a chip and put Allen in a bad spot. Awesome Bill's going after Chad Little. He gets him, puts Chad Little in a bad spot. See if Kowicki and Little can avoid wrecking here. Takes a 9 for Allen, and he makes it through. Takes a 5 for Chad, and he doesn't. That's the second car that Bill's wrecked here today. His old team, the Melling team, knocks him out of the race. He's got 2 drivers pissed off at him. He got Swervin' Irvin, and now poor Chad Little pissed off at him. Bill's driving crazy today. Unlike him, he was not known as an aggressive driver at all. Let's see here if Chad can get back in the race. It'll take a 3 for Chad to stay in the race, and that's not going to happen. The 9 car will finish 31st. Bill's going to need some bodyguards. He's got Chad Little and Ernie Irvin going to be waiting for him after this race. And that takes us takes us to the pits. So that'll be 10 laps that Davies led. So he'll get a chip. So now it's on to turn 37. Let's see what the pit stops are like. We're going to have a middle group 5 and 6 switch. So let's move Shepard up since nobody in the top group can get a chip. Let's see what happens here in this middle group. Got 3 cars already with chips. They'd be looking pretty with 2. Got Rusty, Jarrett, and Bill with chips. First up is Rusty. Excuse me, it takes an 8. He gets it. Jarrett, it'll take a 6. He gets it. These crews are doing great. Elliott needs a 10. He gets it. Look at these guys with 2 chips back here. Ted needs a 6. He gets it with double 3s. Good job. Mikey needs a 6. He doesn't get it with 10. Schrader needs a 7. He gets her done. Allen needs a 10. He gets it done. These crews are doing well. Rick Mass needs a 5. He doesn't get it. Earnhardt needs an 8. He barely gets it done. GM Goodrich crew does a good job getting him out. Cope needs a 6. He barely gets it. DW needs a 9 or an 8. Needs an 8. And he gets it with the 6. And Ricky Rudd back there. Last car with the 7. He gets her done too, don't he? Is he a 6? No, he's an 8. Look at that. All but 2 drivers got chips, folks. Cruz did a heck of a job. A lot of chips coming up to that top group. Whew. Make for an interesting end of this race, that's for sure. All righty, can anybody beat Davey out of the pits? 1-6 ain't going to happen. All righty, on the turn 38. We got a top group of star. Here comes the stars. Takes a 6 to beat Davey. First up is Cal Petty, Mellow Yellow Pontiac. 1-5, can't get her done. Terry Labonte going for the lead. A 2-6, Davey will burn his chip. How about Mike Skinner in that 13 car up front here in the top 5? 3-5, put on a good show but couldn't get her done. Here comes Jeffrey Bodine. 5-6, he gets it done. Jeffrey Bodine takes over the lead here on turn 38 rather. But it's not going to last long, I don't think, because here comes Morgan with a chip. A 2-4, and that's all it took to get Jeffrey Bodine. So Morgan gets to keep his chip. And how about that? We've had a race here at Pocono International Speedway, folks, for you old timers that's seen the STP car out front and now the Woods Brothers car up front. That is awesome. Love seeing that. On to turn number 39. Yeah, lots of trouble, Tim. You're right. And we got a duel. That's the 3 car. So that'll be Davey Allison going after Jeffrey Bodine. He gets him. So Davey will get a chip and puts Jeff in a bad spot. He needs a 9 not to wreck. And he survives. So on to turn 40, 400 miles here, 100 miles to go. And we got a top group of reflex and a problem. So first the reflex, and it only takes a 4 to get Morgan. Here comes Terry Labonte. 3-4, so Morgan will use his chip to hold him off. Here comes Mark Martin in that Valvoline Ford. Hasn't led yet today. He says, I do now. Mark Martin takes over the lead here. Turn 40. Gets that Valvoline car up front for the first time, Jack Roush. Here comes Jeffrey Bodine. 2 chances to get him. Takes a 5 or a 6. 2-5, Jeffrey Bodine, and that Bud Moore car is running good here late in this race. Takes over the lead. But again, it's not going to last long because here comes Davey with the chip. It takes a 5 or 6 to get him without burning it. And a 2-4, Davey will get the lead but burn the chip. These two are just going back and forth. It's only a matter of time before they wreck each other. If anybody knows Jeffrey Bodine, you don't mess with him. We go to turn 41. And we got we had that problem, didn't we? Yes, we did. And who has the poor problem back here? And that'll be Bob in that 95. What kind of problems Bob have? 21, that ain't good. I think it's a cut tire. Cut tire causes a wreck. The 95 car out of the race. He'll finish 30th. Not good. And he causes a yellow. So that'll take us to turn 42. Alrighty, folks. So 42 will be a problem in the bottom group. So let's see who has the problem. And that's going to be poor Dave Marcus with this problem. A 51. What kind of problems Dave have? He spins, stays in the race, goes from 25th back to 29th. A lot of cars out of this race, folks. We started with 41 cars. Getting near the end, turn 43. And we got a bottom group of star. Here's a star, Dave Marcus, who just had that problem, spun a 366. He gets Rick Mass. How about that? Spins and moves up after getting the new tires on that car. Poor Harry Gant don't have the star quality. Like I say, it's been a long day for Harry. Here comes Sterling with star quality. A 453. And he gets DW, but DW's got a chip, holds him off. Here comes the King with a 365. And he gets Dave. He don't stay there long. The King back up into the middle group, 25th up to 19th. And last car with the star quality is Brett Bodine with a 324. And Ted Musgrave holds him off with the chip on the turn 44. And we got a middle group of Reflex. Reflex in the middle and all these chips. Here comes the King. King Richard not going nowhere with the 6. Here's the first one with the chip, Ricky Rudd. A 632. He'll need to use his chip with that 6 to get it, but he goes from 17th up to 4th. Here comes DW. A 524. And he gets Mark Martin. Mark only has one break, so it's a 3. So DW goes from 16th up to 3rd. Derek Cope with the chip. A 124. And he gets DW without using his chip. How about Derek Cope and a Pure later? Getting up there, number 10, up to 3rd with a chip. Here comes Earnhardt with a chip. A 661. He'll need to burn the chip. Gets 7th away from Kyle Petty. A lot of movement. Here comes Alan Kowicki with 2 chances and a chip. Could get the lead here, folks. He's going to need to burn his chip, though. Gets up to 6th. But he does have a shot at the lead. If he'd kept that chip, he'd have definitely got the lead. And it takes a 6 to beat Davey. And a 1-5 ain't getting it done. Here comes Ken Schrader with the chip. A 126. So he gets him, and Cope will burn his chip and make Schrader burn his. Goes from 12th up to 3rd. Here comes Awesome Bill from Dawsonville with 2 chips. A 225. He gets Schrader without burning his chip. Bill's looking good here at the end of this race. Sure. Up to 3rd with 2 chips. How about Dale Jarrett? He's got 2 chips and Reflex with a 152. So he'll need to burn the chip, but still has one and gets Allen for 6th. Last but not least is last week's winner, Rusty Wallace, a Reflex and 2 chips. And a 464. And he gets Earnhardt without using his chip. So we got 2 drivers up in the top group with 2 chips on a turn 45. We got a top group of skill. So here they come. And it'll take a 6 to beat Davey. 3-2. So Rusty won't get him unless he uses his chip. So here he comes. Rusty Wallace up there on turn 45. Puts the deuce up front again. Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac in the lead at the Miller Genuine Draft 500. Here comes Jarrett with skill and a chip. A 6-2. He'll burn his chip and make Rusty burn his to hold on to the lead. Morgan Shepherd. It only takes a 4 to get Rusty. A 4-6. Morgan puts the Woods brothers back up front. How about that? Here on turn 45. Woods brothers having a hell of a day. But here comes Elliott with 2 chips. He's the last one up here with skill. Again, it only takes a 4 to get Shepard. A 4-4. He gets him and keeps his chip. Bill is looking awesome, pun intended, in the lead with 2 chips. Alrighty, we go to turn number 46. Yeah, it looks like it will. And we got a top group of control. Here we go. Takes a 6 to beat Bill. 1-3, no. Here comes Rudd after him. 5-5, close but no cigar. Last chance, Jeffrey Bodine. 1-5, he holds him off. Here comes the money stop, last pit stop of the race, folks. Turn 47. We got a top group, and Ricky Rudd has a pit violation. We'll drop back to 29th. Everybody moves up. Top group with a shot at the chips. Bill gets 3 chips here. Sure, going to be tough. Going to be tough to beat. See if that Budweiser Junior Johnson pit crew can come through here. Here we go. Needs a 10. They barely get it done. Sure. A 6 and a 4. Here comes Jeffrey Bodine. Needs a 7. Doesn't get it. Shepard needs a 7. He gets it. Rusty needs an 8. He gets it with a 7. Jarrett needs a 6. Doesn't get it. Davey needs a 10. He gets her done. And Earnhardt needs an 8. And he gets it done. Can anybody beat Bill out of the pits? 4-1. Jared does, but Bill will burn one of those chips. So there goes one of them already. 3 turns to go here, folks, at Pocono for the Miller Genuine Draft 500. We got a bottom group of skill. First up is Harry Gant trying to get out of the rear with the gear. He's had a very quiet day, folks. A 2.65. He finally does. Takes Richard and goes from 27th up to 18th. Here comes Wally Dallenbach with a 1.35. And he gets Cal Patty. How about this? These guys in the back must have had some good pit stops too. Here comes Sterling Marlin with a 1.42. And Mark Martin holds him off. How about Jimmy Hensley? Haven't heard much out of him today with a 2.33. And he gets Terry Labonte. Jimmy Hensley in that Bardic Ford of Cale Yarborough's gets up to 12th. And last one's, no, sorry, Mike Potter. And that 77's got skill. Not going nowhere with a 5. And now the last one's Greg Sachs. A 2.61. Harry Gant holds him off. 2 turns to go, folks. Can Bill hold them off here? Another bottom group. And this time it is Star in the bottom group. Ricky Rudd trying to get out of here. And that tied a 1.13. And he gets Schrader. Goes from 29th up to 9th. Knocking that Kodiak Bear back. Richard, let's see the King get back up here to the middle group. Last race at Pocono. A 1.32. And he gets Wally Dallenbach. Goes from 27th up to 13th. Can his boy, Kyle Petty, can he follow the old man? With a 2.36. He does and gets up to 12th. Father and son running 12th and 13th. Jimmy Hensley falls back. Here comes Sterling Marlin. with a 1-2-3, a 3-2-1 rather. Doubt if that's going to work. And no, Derek Cope holds him off. Here comes Mr. Marcus, a Lifebuoy car, not going nowhere with a 4. Terry Labonte with a 3-6-5. He gets Brett Bodine, goes from 23rd up to 19th. And that is it for the star quality. Last turn, folks. White flag is out. Last turn here at the Pocono International Raceway. The Miller Genuine Draft 500. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, and that Junior Johnson Ford's in the lead. And they'll be coming after him with TV. There's 2 TV drivers. Let's see what happens here. A 6-3. Rusty burns his chip, but Bill burned his to hold him off. Here comes Morgan Shepherd trying to put the Woods brothers up front. And a 1-3. He'll burn his chip and Bill will burn his. And Bill Elliott holds on the win here at Pocono, folks. An exciting finish as Rusty and Morgan came after him. But awesome Bill, after wrecking 2 people in victory lane, he's got Ernie Irvin and Chad Little hunting him down in victory lane. But Bill, he'll take it, man. That's Bill's 3rd win of the year, I believe. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. And that Budweiser Ford, loving it. I was always a big Bill Elliott fan with being a Ford fan. So Bill wins here in the Miller Genuine Draft. 500. Jeffrey Bodine, who was up front all day long, finishes 2nd. Morgan Shepherd in that 3-21 finishes 3rd. Oh, I forgot that TV was a problem. Who had the problem? Forgot to check that. Forgot to check out. Hold on, folks. That's Mike Potter has the problem. See what kind of problem he has. He's got an odd problem. A 45 pit crew, so he'll finish 29th. So we'll just move all these guys up. Forgot about that TV having a problem. Okay, there we go. Like I say, Morgan finishes 3rd in that Woods Brothers. Good run by the Woods Brothers. Had a shot at the win there at the end. Same thing with Rusty, trying to win 2 in a row in that Genuine Draft, Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac at the Miller Genuine Draft Pocono race. Comes up 4th. Not bad. Kept that sponsor up there all day. Jarrett. Nice finish by Jarrett. He was in the back almost all race. Davey Allison was unable to burn that chip. Finishes 6th in that 28 car. Nice rebound by Davey. He's had a rough start of the year, and he was involved in a wreck earlier too. Able to finish in the top 10. Earnhardt finishes in the top 10. It's been a rough year for Earnhardt fans. He hasn't done all that great this year. Alan Kulwicki might take over the points lead now. Finishing 8th over Harry Gant. Ricky Rudd in that 5 car rebounds to finish in the top 10. And the last car in the top 10, how about that 55 of Ted Musgrave? Good job by him. And talking about 10, the 10 car of Derek Cope finishes 11th. And here comes the Petties. Kyle Petty in the 42. He'll finish 12th. And the King, not a bad day as he takes a lap around Pocono. His last race at Pocono, finishes 13th. Not bad. And the King led too, folks. And DW, a little disappointing day in that 17 car, finishing 14th, was up front most of the day. Same thing with Mark Martin, finishing 15th. He was up front most of the day. Nice run by Mike Skinner in that 13 car. Finishes in the top 20. And little brother Michael Waltrip finishes 17th in that Pennzoil car. Yeah, it was a little crazy, wasn't it? Oh, thank you, Replay Gamer. Appreciate it, man. And like I say, Harry Gant, not much of a factor all day. Lucky to finish in the top 20. Gant finishes 18th, was back in the mid 20s all race. And here's Mr. Yo-Yo, Terry Labonte, from the back to the front to the back to the front. He was all over the place. Finishes 19th. Craig Saxon, the 41, finishes 20th. Bobby Hillen Jr. in the 31 finishes 21st. Brett Bodine, we didn't talk much about that Quaker State Ford today. He's been running good this year, but he finishes 22nd. Dave Marcus, he'll finish 23rd. And while all this is going on, Ernie Irvin and Chad Little's in victory lane, giving Bill Elliott a blast of crap as the crew holds them off, pushes them out so Bill can enjoy the victory lane. But to say the least, they are not happy. Ernie Irvin finished 38th after Bill wrecked him, and Chad Little 31st. Bill was very aggressive today. It paid off. He gets the victory, but like I say, those two drivers trying to meet him in victory lane, and they're holding him out of there so that they can enjoy it. Jimmy Hensley finishes 25th. Sterling Marlin goes over to victory lane to help his teammate out. And Wally Dallenbach will finish 26th. Rick Mast in the 1 car finishes 27th. Ken Schrader in that Kodiak Bear 25 car finishes 28th. And car that had a problem on the last turn there, Mike Potter, finishes 29th. Last car still running, folks. Again, I want to thank Tim on Replay Gamer. Check out Replay Gamer's channel. He's been doing some red, white, and blue racing along with his baseball. Thank Tim for showing up. Frank and Sports Simulator. He's got a nice stuff going on over there. And Tim, Cleveland baseball fan, check out his Stratomatic Cleveland replay. And until next time, folks, you all have a great evening. You take care. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And on your way out of the Pocono Mountains, hit that like button and leave any comments you all have. Until next time, you all have a good one.